Yo, what's going on, everyone? Hey, you already know where I'm at, man. I'm out here in Tijuana, in mi tierra. I'm with my boy Denzel out
Yes,
here. He from
sir.
Atlanta, Georgia, so he just made it out here on Friday. So this is his second time out here, but he's usually in the tourist area. So me, I love to interact with the locals here away from the tourist area. So I have to give him a little bit of taste of my experiences out here because I know y'all tired of hearing me preach about how I am out here. You guys see my videos, so you guys already know how I get down out here and how I operate. So I'm gonna let him take over and give his experiences from the past few days he's been out here. So
Yeah.
my first thing is when you came down here on Friday and we went out. We went to a nice little lounge. How did the local just atmosphere treat you? I mean, the men and the
hmm
women at Las Pulgas.
Hella cool. For the men specifically, going through there, you get a lot of stares, not in a bad way or anything like that, but I noticed, after a couple of dances, like random guys would just come up and just, give us daps, pounds, handshakes, just high fives and stuff like that. And it was that you don't really experience that at all in the States. Usually if you're in a club environment with other dudes, if you don't know those guys, you're not really going to get a lot of love just out of nowhere from them, maybe a head nod or something, but definitely not that embrace like how it was at that lounge. And for the women hella cool, hella cool, just open, we were getting down. So that attention and whatnot, and I was improvising. I can't dance that much that well, but despite that, they was definitely enjoying that chocolate, that chocolito.
Yeah, so I know y'all go hate us for always throwing that perception out there and using that term, chocolate and things like that. But like I said again, man, hey, I'm calling it how I see it and whatnot. So again, I try to tell all of you guys, when you go anywhere, not just even in Mexico, just carry yourself with humbleness, be respectful, and just treat people how you would want to be treated. Even though they still treat me like a rich ass American, they still try to get over on me. But once I start speaking Spanish to them, they're like, oh shit, damn, I can't trick him because he know what's up out here.
Yep,
So again, if you
yep.
guys are new out here, you guys are gonna spend a lot more money than necessary because that's just how it works. And
Them gringo prices.
yeah, I mean, they see how we live on the media in the United States, so just be aware that that's just a number one thing. So you can't even be mad at the people like that out here or just anywhere in any other country or whatnot.
Mhm.
But going back to the situation or whatnot, like the people are really cool, and like I said again, us being Americans that really stick out like a sore thumb out here. I mean, just always be on your p's and q's and just treat people
How you want to be
fair,
treated.
and like I said again, like a lot of people are like, oh my god, you guys are black in Mexico, like shit, what the hell are you guys doing in Mexico? And I wonder how your guys culture will integrate into the traditional Mexican culture. So when I took him to the actual real traditional
Not them tourist
the
spots.
dance room is called norteño or banda y los corridos, and I know y'all Mexicans that's watching that know English, y'all know what I'm talking about when it comes to la música de norteño y muy tradicional de Mexico. So us being black and going into that room, I mean, I have my little experiences, and I kind of, I'm still working on it, but I'm pretty okay with it. But for him being a newbie, what kind of attention did you feel when we walked in to that room?
A lot of attention, a lot of eye stares, like, who are these two chocolate brothers up in here, Especially when we actually started dancing, you know. And I realized there was one time when I guess it was a set of older ladies, not too old, but you know, they were dancing, and you know, we just ended up dancing. I don't know if they came on stage with us or if they were already there, but we ended up dancing together and whatnot. And I noticed that the people sitting down around us, they were watching and they were just like hype as hell. Like, you know, we were getting down, we were grooving, and you know, showing this move off, trying to, and like I said, I don't know the traditional dances out here, but you know, a brother knows how to two step. I got some. It's all in the hips, and you just gotta improvise, you know. So it was really cool. It was really cool. Like I said, back in the States, you don't, as far as the situation with the men vibing with them, that doesn't really happen that often where you're just getting embraced just because. And with the women, it was just, there was no awkwardness. There wasn't no stuck up like, oh, don't dance with me and stuff like that. It was chill. It was chill. You know, I had a blast. I had a blast.
Yeah, so I mean that was just one part of the night. So when we went to go get tacos and quesadillas and whatnot, like just even though when we go down to the tourist areas, you get all of the San Diegans, the people from Los Angeles, and just people from all over or whatnot. But even if you're in those areas, you still get treated with a lot of respect too at the same time. But as far as you knowing the Spanish, how did the locals like make you feel, even though you spoke just like a little bit of Spanish, or the Spanish you didn't know? Did they make you feel intimidated, or did they judge you on how much Spanish you knew, or how was that like?
Nah, it was, you know, and they know I'm not from here or anything like that, but there wasn't no air of superiority, like, or looking down on me because I don't speak their language. You know, I know some cultures around the world, if you don't speak the language that well, they kind of like look down on you, or they might revert to English if they know how to speak English. But with my limited Spanish, it was cool. I didn't like I said, I didn't feel any air of superiority or anything like that, or making me feel less because I don't know. I'm not totally fluent in Spanish, so you know it was cool. You know, had to say again otra vez a lot, you know, but that didn't bother them. They're open. You know, these Mexicans are very just kind and just that vibe is just like, it's really solid, you know, really solid. I like that a lot.
Now, I do want to bring up, and I know the first time I moved out here, and again, me being very ignorant, when I moved out here, the first time me going to this certain area, I seen a very big bus. It's called La Burra, and it was a bunch of indigenous personas, like a lot of Native American indigenous people on that bus with those deep rooted features. And like, of course, us being from the US, what they taught us in school in our US history books, that the Europeans wiped out all of the Cherokee Indians, the Navajo Indians, and a bunch of Native American tribes. So the first time we seen them on that bus, I'm like, holy shit, you guys still exist. But my whole point is that when they seen us, yesterday, it was a reverse effect. When they looked at us, tell them, tell them the kind of reaction the kind of reaction you got from them, and not only them, but just we were just standing on a curb.
Yeah. A lot of, I mean, stares, but not in a bad or negative way, but like, you know, they're staring at us, and I might catch eye contact with one of them, and we're locking eye contact for like a good 3-4 seconds.
Man.
It's like, yo, what are you doing here? That was everywhere. Like, you know, just waiting for the bus, walking around. You start making eye contact with folks, and it's just like, wow, like
Shit is
you don't
crazy.
expect it.
But it's like, look, man, I'm gonna keep this shit 1,000% in real. Like again, when I first came out here, like I said, I'm an American Negro. So of course, when I looked at them, I'm like, damn, you guys been hiding in Mexico the whole damn time, like the Europeans and wiped your whole tribe out. That's just what we were taught. At least that's what I was taught in my
I
history
was
books
taught that too.
in school. So when I'm looking at them, I'm like, holy shit, like I salute y'all for staying alive or whatnot. But again, now they're looking at us like, what kind of human beings are these? Are they even people? But as you guys know, that's how it is because again, in the areas I'm usually in, there's damn near no American influence. There's no American people in those particular areas I go in. So when they see two blacks, they're like, whoa, these guys are from a different planet. Like these ain't even human beings any or whatnot. But you already know that's just my personal experiences out here or whatnot. So again, when they were looking at us, they were just like, whoa.
Yeah, a lot of head
But
scares. A lot of scares.
again, as you guys know, I try to do my best to carry myself very humbly and respectful. But I'm gonna feel y'all got. I'm gonna feel all of y'all in. Even when a car passes us, a family, the wife in the passenger seat, the husband in the driver's seat, and the kids in the back. Literally, when they make that turn, the wife is like,
For real.
I promise you not.
For
I'm
real.
not trying to be funny,
No,
and
for
I'm
real.
not trying to. Oh man, damn, you trying to be conceited? Like, nah, get the hell out of here. I'm just being dead honest. But me, I I try to not give them too much contact when it comes to time because I try to be respectful to the husband because if you son machistas like they're very aggressive with their women out here. So I try to give them that respect that I'm not trying to focus on his wife or nothing like that. But the wife is like, fuck you. I'm looking at these
Chocolate.
aliens from a different planet. I'm just calling it how I see it, but again, I'm still trying to learn the culture. Maybe the husbands are cool with that to an extent. I don't know, but I just kind of feel like, damn, I hope she don't catch a beat down when she get home, or shit, she might whoop his ass. Well, I don't know. I'm talking shit, but yeah, so that's how it was. But again, every day is a new experience for me out here in Mexico. And another thing I want to bring up as well, there's a lot of deports out here that are really doing good. And maybe one day when I go see him again, he does speak English too. Who he has a hell of a story to tell you guys. Like his story will blow you guys out the water because I know when you guys look up Mexico on YouTube and Google, they always tell you their fucking sad stories. They got deported out of the U.S. and they don't have any jobs and blah blah blah. Cry me a whole ocean type story. But no, this guy's like, man, a hell of a successful story. But anyway, so it's just like meeting all of these different types of um, people that come from the U.S. but that are here now in Mexico, back in their land. They're really cool, and they're still teaching me a lot because I'm all ears. But when we were in that community, how was the attention when we got off the bus?
When we got off the bus, shoot, I'm even trying to remember now because there was a lot of instances.
Mm-hmm.
We've been getting on, going a lot of different places, but um, getting off the bus, walking down the boulevard, walking past people, just seeing them on the street, like it's not a typical thing where you're gonna see, you
Mm-hmm.
know, two black and they think that we're, you know, Haitian
Haitian.
too
Hey,
at that.
Haitiano. Motherfucker. Guatemala.
Exactly.
That's how it is. Hey, me, hey, I try to interact with them on the same level so that they want to have jokes
You got jokes
y
too.
tienen bromas. Hey, knowing damn well a person can know me and knowing I've been living here for years and still trying to joke around like,
Throw
oh,
that
since there's been
Haitian over
a bunch of Haitians been floating around here, so I'm gonna just throw you under the bus
there.
and put you on that boat with the Haitians.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll be Haitian. I'll take that.
Exactly.
So it is
Exactly.
Guatemalteco. Like, are you from Guatemala? Are you from El Salvador? So yeah, and
Get you the back.
they get real offended when you tell them that they're from Guatemala or Chiapas. It's like pretty much anywhere down south they get offended by it. But like I said, we're just playing around and shit like that. Like I'll be Haitian for a day. I'll be Cubano for a day. You
Yeah.
know, I'll be Dominicano for a day.
Mhm.
Anything with black Afro influence from different countries or whatnot. So yeah, a lot of people thought we were Haitians or whatnot, but it's like, all right, cool. I mean, I'm not even gonna fight with them,
Mhm.
like try to explain I'm from the USA, and
Mhm.
they're here on their own situation and things like that. So I'm like, look, I don't want to waste my my breath by trying to explain some.
And I
Uh,
noticed too, the children, you
uh,
know, when we're walking past, the children, they got their jaws dropped. Like,
yeah.
yo, big black man over here. Like, yo, what you doing over here?
Yeah, exactly. But then again, like I said again, all the attention is good attention. Like I said, when I first moved out here, I always took it as a negative. I looked at it in a negative perspective because I mean, coming from the U.S., it's
That's
like,
what we know.
especially I mean, come on, we come from the black culture, you know. So even though America has its own culture, but you know how segregated it is. So you know, whites have their culture, Asians have their subcultures. I'll say. Then you know, us black Americans, we really have our own like circle of our culture.
Yeah.
So my whole point is that you know when I first moved out here, motherfuckers was looking at me. I'm like, nigga, what's good? Like, nigga, you got a problem? Like, what's happening? But that's just making that transition from the U.S. to another country. But as time started to progress, then I found out that you know don't all. I trained myself to think that it's not a bad thing how they're interpreting the looks towards me when I don't get pissed off because it's not like you trying to catch that fade on sight
Mhm.
like you got a problem you want that fade like it's not even like that so
Mhm.
I don't look at it like that anymore so yeah it's just it was a hell of an experience
I'm
well
still in culture shock right now, and you know, this is my second time being here, but first time was cool. I mean, everything is cool. It's just shoot, you still learning stuff, and you surprised, so
yeah
you can already imagine how I feel about it. Like even my situation just 15 minutes ago, you know, that was a
yeah
hell of an experience.
Exactly. You know, and like a lot of you know viewers, a lot of you know people who watch my videos and they try to you know make comments and throw things at me. But it's like, look, to all of you people, you know, I love all of y'all. Even the people who make negative comments, I still got love for y'all because y'all still watch my stuff. But I only speak from personal experiences. I'm a baby in this culture. I'm still learning things. So it's like if I'm not introduced to things out here, how can I be able to speak upon it?
True, absolutely.
I mean that's just like saying eres un pinche puto pendejo. But if you never heard those words before and you were never introduced to those words, you wouldn't think nothing of it because you don't know what it means.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it is with me out here. Sorry for the ones that know Spanish out there. Erase what I just said. Puro groserías, pero ya no pasa nada. That's just how the locals speak out here in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really a bad thing or whatnot, but you know I try to be on my respectful, formal Spanish or Castellano, Espanol.
That
Uh,
formal.
yeah, formal. But yeah, so like I said again, like another point I want to bring up to you guys, man, Mexicans or Mexicanos, they come in all shades and colors.
31 Baskin
31
Robbins
flavors,
flavors.
Baskin Robbins are called it out here. Like I tried to tell them, like, man, I've seen redheads out here. I mean gingers. I mean freckles, green eyes, red hair like strawberry shortcake, but
Straight up.
straight Mexicana. You know, I try to tell you guys, like, man, Mexico is a country. It's a nation. It's not a race. It's like even the locals tell me, like, man, we got a bunch of different, cultures out here from back in the past when Mexico was still being developed. You know, you got the Spaniards that conquered Mexico. Then you got the Colombians that migrated here. You got the Italians that migrated here. You know, and of course you got the indigenous people here, and you got the Afros. From way back when. So you just got this big melting pot of different ethnicities. A lot of ethnicities out here. So it's really hard to just say, okay, she looks Mexican, because us as Americans, we grew up that the typical average Mexican just looks like like kind of brown, like a tannish brown, with European like features, which I call mestizos. Mestizos, you have blood of the indigenous people and European, predominantly Spanish. With back in time. But when you actually come to the motherland out here, whoo, you got a whole new spectrum out here, of just people in general. So yeah, so you guys know my stories out here, so I wanted you guys to hear a different perspective on another person, from another person or whatnot. But again, I try to make Mexico look good in a positive light, because I know everybody got a bad reputation about Mexico, how it is, and this and that and whatnot. Just like us blacks, we have the worst profile when it comes to a people. But again, when you guys watch my videos and you guys see how I interact with the people out here, and a piece of our black culture that I bring to the table, but the respectable and respectful parts of my black culture, I try to integrate it with the culture out here, and that's why I'm silly, I'm messing around with them, and I'm sharing a part of my culture with theirs. So that's just
Very, 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 very good.
yeah. So, but again, if you guys come out here, and a lot of people, they really like to try to speak English, even though their pronunciation is fucked up. And don't thumbs down my video because I said that shit. It is just what it is. But like I said, I still try to talk to them or whatnot, and I try to correct them of how to speak, the correct form of English, of constructing complete sentences and things like that. Because I don't want to look bad if they're trying to talk to another person that knows the formal form of English, and then it's like, I go to house. It's like, what the hell is that? Like, I'm going to the house. So I just, try to help them out. And igualmente, they try to help me out if I'm misinformed on how to structure my Spanish. But man, I'm studying Castellano, and I try to be on point. Like, ¿cómo está usted? Ay, muchísimas gracias a usted. Like that, I just like to try to speak in the correct form of Spanish. I don't want to look like a donkey that just learned Spanish off the street. That's just me personally or whatnot. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Drop them comments below. And I love all of y'all. Pasa saludos a mi gente en Los Angeles, Washington, Nueva York, en Florida.
Toro.
Todos mis pinche vatos, las morras, las chamacas. Viva la de Guerrero, en Michoacán, Sinaloa. Ya sabe todo. But probably, really, a lot of y'all don't even know what a lot of states out here in Mexico are, because I've never been out here. But don't be mad at me. You know, I'm trying to keep y'all up to game out here. So yeah, let me know what y'all think. I know this is a long ass goddamn video, but I'm just trying to give you guys experiences from a different person point of view. So yeah, your boy Negrito Grande, Denzel, and yeah, get at us, man. All right, outro.